Hey, YouTube, Facebook, this is the new show which we are going to do today. It has to do with the video conference Deek show, which I do every Sunday. And the topic which Sharon, who's you can see his Instagram profile, he has actually started and he wanted to talk about suicide, right? And life. So these are the two things he's going to talk about. So I'm going to, as you know, we do this every Sunday where people of different modes or different parts of life come and have a conference with me or come and have a talk with me and we work it from there. Now I'm just going to bring that show live shortly. Just give me a second. So there you go. That is Sharon there and this is me over here. Sharon, thanks a lot for taking this opportunity and being a part of the show. I know you have a lot of questions. You have been a part of one of the previous shows, which was organized by your alumni. So yeah, so you know how I do stuff, you know what I do. Go ahead, you can introduce yourself, tell about what you do and your profiles and whatever you want to do, and then we'll go on to the show.
Okay. Welcome to today's session, Life and Suicide. It's my immense pleasure that I got opportunity to collaborate with well-known speaker, Mr. Deek Parassini. He believes that life is all positive and negativity does not exist. Guys, I have created one new YouTube channel named as Sharon Pereira. Please subscribe and support me. I will be uploading motivational videos with new interesting facts. So let's start with today's session. Hope this will be beneficial to all of us. Looking forward for the success of the session. Over to you, sir.
Perfect. Thanks a lot for that. So that was Sharon, his short away. I understand he's starting a new YouTube channel, and he's looking forward for that. He's planning to post most of these motivational stuff there. So obviously he'll be posting this too. So yeah, so that's why we are here. And at the end of the day, even the audience can ask me questions in the comments column. Hi Upendra, thanks a lot for joining in. You can ask in the comments column and we would select it like this, right? So we have Upendra's message there giving us a hi. So we are going to pick up questions from the audience, but not now, on a later stage. So there you go. You can shoot with your questions, Sharon, and I will take it from there.
Okay, sir. First question, sir. Why teenagers commit suicide when they get less marks in public exams?
Why teenagers suicide when they get less marks in their exams? So there's many reasons for that, right? There's many reasons can boil up to the reason for suicide, but let me tell you a little bit of suicide and why it actually happens, right? Technically, what I've understood is that suicide is normally happening because you're holding on to something which you're not supposed to hold on to. You put all your heart and soul onto getting that thing, and when you don't get it, you feel worried and you think that you're not worth it, and then slowly you start falling apart and leaving away this life. So it's like holding on to fire. When you hold on to fire, what happens there is you hold on to fire, you hold on to fire, you hold on to fire, and then slowly it burns your hand. And once it goes to your band and goes onto your brain, you say that, oh, I'm depressed, I'm sad and all. Slowly, this mind gets stronger. You have a lot of free time. You start thinking. And then slowly, it goes to your heart. When the heart gets compressed, it feels suppression. It don't want to beat anymore. That time the heart will say, let me leave this world. I'm done with this world. Right? So that is the general process of general negative hitting you and you bring it into that suicide level. Now, why does the kid suicide? Somewhere around, one of the main reasons is expectation, right? People build up this fantasy expectation. People build up this fantasy kind of an expectation which they're not going to get. And they also internally know they're not going to get. But they keep this big fantasy expectation, and when they don't get it, they break down. That is one reason. Other thing is this fantasy expectation, you share it to the world also. Hey, today I'm going to get 80%. Today I'm going to get 90%. Today you could tell all your friends I'm going to get 100%. When one mark is down, you have no guts to go and search or to go and face those people So you want to leave this world, right? Other thing is, in simple terms, parents' expectation also boiling up onto child, where parents will say, my beti, 100% marks, my son, 100% marks, sure, this time he's going to crack it, da, 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 da. Expectation is being built, and they give them dreams in relation to that fantasy, and the kid only knows he has studied 90%. If you study 90%, you're only going to get 90 marks, not 100, whatever you do. And the kid supports that fantasy of their parents. That's the biggest mistake what they do. Okay, Papa, I'll get 100 this time. He knows you have only studied 90. He knows you have only studied 80. So 80, you're only going to get 10 marks low and 10 marks high. So what happens there is these expectations starts to build up. And once this breaks, you don't want to face the world. And when you don't want to face the world, you just give away this life. It's as simple as that. That is one of the main reasons why kids suicide at this age or at this point of life, right? I hope I've answered that question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So another question: why youngster boys commit suicide when their love is break up?
Why youngsters go and have suicide when youngsters break up? I keep talking about this again.
Yes,
when the breakup happens, now why does nowadays youngsters go into relationship, right? So what happens is that they didn't get love from their father or mother. Let's take a boy, for example. The boy didn't get that much love from her parents because this mother was very busy working on his work, right? So what happened? Somewhere around, the mother didn't give proper love, so he was always insufficiency of that love. He finds he was struggling all his childhood because he didn't get this love, and suddenly a girl comes into his life. And when the girl comes into his life, she starts communicating with that girl. He starts coming and feels that, okay, this love can be replaced, which my mother didn't give me, this girl is giving me. So when this girl is giving me that love, the next thing what happens is he thinks that this is love. So this is what I call as gap filling love, or gap into the relationship, or gap into whatever you get into. So once you have got into this, you are again fulfilling and holding on to this girl, right? I need this girl so that I can get this love completely from this person. When that doesn't happen, and when the breakup happens, again, the expectation is broken, right? And then what happens? Oh, slowly it starts like this. After the breakup happens, the first thing is revenge and hate. Oh, why this person left me? This is not fair. This girl cheated me. You start building up, hitting the third party. Third party starts enjoying with another guy or having a relaxed time. Then you think, oh, I think that I'm not worth for this girl. There is something wrong with me, right? Slowly, you reduce your self-worth, And then slowly, what happens? Then you relate, oh, that is why my mom also didn't love me. I am not worthy of my mother's love. I'm not worthy of this girl's love. So that means it is best for me to leave this world. And that is how that suicide happens.
Yes, sir.
Did that make sense? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Another question: why people always imitation others?
Why people always imitate people? Because at the end of the day, they don't know what their self-worth is. People always want to be like someone, but the point what you don't understand is that when you want to be like someone, there are chances that your energy gets transferred to them, right? For example, why celebrities and sports stars are sports stars? Why they have so much fame and money and all? Because all your growth energy, all your life energy is all getting transferred to them for their growth, right? Upendra, I'm seeing your questions. For sure, I will answer it at the end of this show, right? Upendra, for sure, I will do that because there's a couple of questions going on, right? So what you have to understand here is pause for a while and find out what you want to become. What is your strength? What is your weakness? Who do I want to be? Who is Sharon going to be? The question is not Sharon wants to be Sachin Tendulkar, or Sharon wants to be, Hrithik Roshan, or Sharon wants to be Shah Rukh Khan. You can learn from the greats, but God bless the world. Okay, so you can learn from the best. But then what happens is that is slowly you you give out your energy. Now when India is batting versus Pakistan in a cricket match, and there is that 6 runs which India needs, the whole of India prays for that 6 runs. What happens is all your prayers which you have made for your life growth goes for that.
Yes, sir.
Right? And then all that energy goes into that where you're too late, where you have transferred everything. And when your life starts hitting you, then you say, hey, why God is not listening to my prayers? You are exhausting to people who are not supposed to get it. Right? That's the problem with fan following. Slowly you fan follow. Slowly you start, being weak. Slowly your prayers don't get answered. Then you start to scratch your head. What is happening. So that is the problem. When you imitate people, your energy of being the true Sharon, or your energy of being true Sharon Pereira, will never be there, because you're always a copy of Shah Rukh Khan, or a copy of a cricketer, or a copy of a celebrity. Right?
Yes,
so why they're imitating? Because those people have a name and fame. So imitate it, you get a share of their name and fame. Right?
Yes,
you get a share and fame of fame, but then again, for getting the free share of fame, you tend to give away your energy. In return, you are the loser. At the end, you just become a copycat. You can never be a cat when you copy a cat. Right? You can never be a cat if you be a copycat, right? So be a dog and be a very good dog rather than copying a cat, because I'm telling you, the dog will die with depression and will suicide if it keeps comparing with that cat, which it shouldn't be.
We must be ourselves, our identity.
Yes. Yeah, because yesterday I did a session, completely on self-belief, which completely I talk about what your self is, what it's all about. So it was revolving around that same topic at the end. Go ahead.
Sir, another question. Why people are giving importance to money rather than peace of mind?
Why people are giving importance to money rather than peace of mind? Now, some people, if you get money, they get peace of mind, right? But what happens is that it is temporary, right? But then after getting all this money, you tend to want to protect this money. Then your peace of mind again goes.
Yes, sir.
Right? So that is the beauty of life. Everything, the more you take stuff to yourself, the more you take stuff saying that this is mine, the more you will have the fear of losing that also. Right?
Yes, sir.
So what happens there is, on a longer run, on a longer time, what happens is people will go after money because they think that with money you can buy stuff. But I'm telling you, health cannot be bought with money. Relationships cannot be bought with money. Education cannot be bought with money. You can pay 1 lakh for an education, but if you're not studying, if you're not a good student, whatever education you do, it is not worthwhile. You can go and join a gym. You can go and pay money to join a gym. But if you're not taking the action to join or to make yourself fit, again, money is giving you that peace of mind? No. How do you get peace of mind? People ask me this question also. I believe in the life is all positive concept, which means relationship, education, health, finance, and love. These 5 things, if it is in balance and complete balance, that is when you get this peace of mind which you're looking for. You go after money, health gets spoiled. You go after money, your relationship gets spoiled. You go only relationship, your money gets spoiled. So that cycle, don't get into it. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, another question. Why would you do today? What would you do if there is no more tomorrow?
What would I do if there's no tomorrow? Just chill, sit on the chair, enjoy. I don't want to do anything so great at the end of the day, right? Because guys, if there is no tomorrow, just sit on the chair, because anyways, there is nothing else for you more to do at the end of the day, right? So I'm never worried about
money.
No, see, if there is no tomorrow, forget it. What is this money going to do? What is my mobile going to do? Right? What is my dress going to do? I'll remove my dress and sit. Anyways, it's no more tomorrow. Right? So what you got to understand is that if this is the last day for me, I will just sit and be thankful to God for such a great life. For thankful to God that I could help this many people for this time. I'm thankful to God for or universe, whichever you believe in, that I had the opportunity to be of service to the world in this time of things. And it just goes on. I would just sit and relax. I'm telling you, seriously, I don't want to rush and change anything in that 24 hours of time. Right? So that would be my answer. I know some of my answers could be strange, but that's how life is simple. Don't complicate it unnecessarily.
Yes. So another question: why parents don't support their children and not allow them to do what they actually want to do?
Okay, so why parents are not allowing their children to do whatever they want to do? The biggest problem what I have seen is that children don't know what they want to do. Right? Children don't have a complete idea of what they want to do. So when children don't have a complete idea of what they don't want to do, how can they tell parents what they want to do? Many children will go, oh, I want to be an interior decorator. Oh, I want to be a fashion designer. What in fashion designing? What are you going to do? What's the plan? Where are you going to get your first job? Well, what salary you're going to get? Which organization you're going to join? How are you going to start with the fashion house? Do you have money to start with the fashion house? And then you go and talk with your parents. Most of the battle, they don't take information, right? So most of the battle is, I want to be a fashion designer. You become an engineer. That is it. That is the battle going on. You don't have a communication or a discussion.
They won't research on it.
Yes, they don't research on it because why? My friends are doing, I also want to do. Many people go after that. Now your friends are doing, I don't want to do. Then again, you're asking for trouble at the end of the day. Right?
Yes.
So try to understand life from that point of view, and that way it will start decoding with time, and then you will understand why parents are saying. The thing is, if you have complete knowledge of what you want to do, you can win the battle. Because when your dad says do engineer, you can ask me, Papa, I've researched about engineers. Right now, 50 to 60% of engineers are sitting with no job. But on the other hand, 70% of the fashion designers are getting into it because they are making a lot of money. So that is research. And that is how you win over your parents.
Yes.
Got it?
Yes, sir. If someone
Prasad is always doing a counter thing with this. So let's pick up his thing. Parents want to play safe and not allowing kids to think about taking the risk. It's not parents want to be safe. It is somewhere around. It is the limited thought process of the parents. Again, parents are comparing the kid with some other kid. The parents are comparing and discussing with that old age thought process. So it is the kid's duty to tell them the new age process. The problem here is that both parents,
make them understand.
You make them. So both parents and child is not discussing. One is stuck on engineer, one is stuck on fashion designing. What is going to happen? It is just a conflict, and someone will be forced to do something which they don't want to do. And the funniest part is when that guy has a child, he wants to be an engineer, and you will push to make him a fashion designer. And that big cycle will go again. Papa didn't become an engineer, and he wanted to be a fashion designer. The child wanted to be an engineer, and Papa will push him to be a fashion designer. And the whole cycle goes within that family, and both are going to spoil their life with time and take it from nowhere. Go ahead.
There won't be interest in work.
No, they won't be interested in work because they don't know why they're doing it. Right?
Yes.
Some people tell me, sir, I want to be a fashion designer. Okay, fine. Do you have the money to start your fashion house? They say, no. Okay, go work as an engineer, make money of your fashion designing, and then start your stuff.
Yes.
At the end of the day, go ahead.
If someone makes a suicide attempt but does not die, is just looking for attention?
Yes, many people do that. For example, I know many guys who go into different girls, and they will stand with a blade in front of them and tell them, if you don't come in the relationship, I would just cut my hand and in front of. I know many girls who come with this issue to me, right? What I tell them is let him go and die. What makes it such a big difference for you, right? But obviously, it's a different mental game. At that time, whoever I talk to, I do tell them at the end of the day, yes, to gain attention, people do crazy stuff. To
Yes.
gain attention, people do a lot of things, right?
Yes, sir.
And you learn it when you are. I think there's a lot of noise coming from your side. Okay, so they learn it from childhood itself.
Sir, your
I think
mic has problem, I think.
no, my mic is fine. My mic is stable. It's coming from your side. Yeah, it's fine. Now it's fine. Now it's good. Stay there. Keep it that way. Okay. Let's see what happens. Hold on. Let me mute you, Sharon. Let me mute you. See, when I mute you, the disturbance is not there. So the disturbance is coming from your side. Right? No, that's fine. I think it'll be fine. No. Again, he's having an issue. Is it a mic or it happens? Technical defaults would happen once in a while for anything what we do. So just take it easy. I think my voice is repeating from your stuff in some way.
Yes,
Or
sir.
what you have to do is get out and come in. That's the next best option. You can get out of the show and come back in. Then it'll be fine. I think. No problem? Okay. So, no, I think when I talk, it's going to keep disturbing. That's what is going to happen.
Okay, I will come back in few minutes.
They come back in a few minutes, right? I'll answer other people's question here, right?
Okay, sir.
So Chaitanya is asking how to do effectively study when you are not in concentration of study. So Chaitanya, the answer here is that first of all, you should know why you're studying. When you don't know why you're studying, you are not ever going to have any concentration in your life. Are you not concentrated when you have your birthday party? Are you not? So Mahendra is saying, I'm echoing. Oh, I really don't know that. Thanks a lot for letting me know. Do you have any glass window near? It happens due to the echo. No, I think it's a problem with his issue, right? It's not with mine. So now he's gone off. It's very clear now, right? So coming back to the question. Yeah, now you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now it's perfect. Now it's all good. I think it's just a mic issue. It's again coming back. Anyways, let's see. When good things are talked, negativity will hit us once in a while. So we just have to take it easy, right? So let me just complete Chaitanya's question. How to affect in studies and your concentration. You concentrate on what is most important for you. And you keep doing that till the rest of your life at the end of the day. Your birthday, you're completely concentrating. Your friend's birthday party, you're completely having concentration. You're having all this concentration when you're doing that. So why isn't that you're having concentration when studies? Because somewhere around you don't know why you're studying. When you don't know why you're studying, automatically different things will start falling off from your stuff, and that makes it more complicated at the end of the day. I hope I have answered that question. And there is a great video which I have released on YouTube just 2 days ago. It completely talks about concentration. Have a look at it. If you go to my YouTube, you're on my YouTube. I think you're watching on my YouTube. Go and have a look at that. This is yet day before this video. It completely talks about concentration. Go ahead, Sharon.
So another question. What are the warning signs that someone might be considering suicide?
What are the warning signs that someone is considering suicide? Sometimes they're so smart enough that they won't show any warning. It's that mindset, right? At that fraction of second. Now I'll tell you something. Someone is going for suicide. If you disturb them, maybe they'll stop suicide. Right? So so what happens is that some people have the power to not even disclose anything to you. They'll put a very good mask in front of you and you will have no idea they're going to suicide. Right?
Yes, sir.
Now, what happens, what you have to see here is when I always tell it in this point of view. People suicide, one of the main reason, and my generalized reason is, it is time for them to leave this world. So they're using the method of suicide to leave this world. That's it. That's how I see it. I can be wrong. Because the thing is, if I get emotionally attached, I can tell a different story to this. But if I'm not emotionally attached to this, what I would say is that they're just finding a medium to leave this world. That's point number one. Second thing is the question which you asked. There are chances that they can put a good mask in front of them and totally get you offbeat, and they're just suddenly going to do it. In general, when they are going to suicide or whatever it is, your first point you got to understand here is that they could be giving you some indication, which means they completely detach from everyone, right? Or they get unnecessary anger which comes in, right? Or you see the behavior changing with time, right? But the point is, when I tell this a general statement, a shy person also you will say might go and suicide. They are detaching from the world because they love to be alone. There are people who love to be alone also.
And
right?
Someone who doubts in a relationship.
No, see, relationship is all, from my point, is all secondary to the suicide at the end of the day. It is being built up. And once you understand, once I said the process, right, you're holding on to this fire, it slowly goes into your mind and slowly goes into your heart. That is when you have the self-worth doubt, and then you just want to leave this world because the heart is so compressed with your mind that the heart wants to be free. Heart always wants to be free. Heart always loves to beat. Heart only knows love. But with your mind, you put hate. With your mind, you put the self-doubt. With your mind, you put all this compression on the heart. What will heart do? Go and die, man. I just want to release back. Right?
Yes, sir.
So don't try to suppress your heart at the end of the day. It is going to break away, right? Because no one can control the heartbeat. But there is a practical heartbeat and there's a spiritual heartbeat also. I don't want to get into that discussion to complicate everything. But what happens is that with that mind, you tend to compress that spiritual heart beating. And that is when it tricks you to go on to that, right? In general, you can't figure it out. A guy is going to suicide or not. But at the end of the day, maybe the family can figure out. Maybe the very close friends could figure out. But still, the greats who have to leave this world will leave this world. You can't stop anyone.
Yes, sir. So another question: if a person seems troubled, is it safe to ask if they are thinking about hurting themselves? Can asking increase the danger of suicide?
Yes, you should never ask a person who wants to see, who you think, why are you doing this? See, the problem here is never ever trigger a flame, right? So the point here is that if you think that someone is hurt, don't ask them how they are hurt. Ask them don't ask them, would you go and do something funny, or would you go and do after this thing? Because I know, like, one lady who I talked to, whose husband passed away, right?
Yes.
Whose husband passed away. All their parents were saying, no, you have to go to psychiatrist. There will be a mental issue for you after your husband passes away. I was like, are you serious? Like, really, you have to go to, if you believe that your husband is still there with you, there is nothing to worry about what your husband is going to do. And I know she's never going to do that mistake. But then what happens is sometimes when you get into a lot of medication to your mind,
Yes.
There are chances you could flip anytime. Because I will tell you why. Sometimes your mind is okay. Now, people always talk about this, when you take this mental kind of medications, the chemical imbalance due to which all this crap is happening will be corrected. But my question to the world is, you're all analyzing based on symptoms. And if the person can make their own symptoms, don't you think that you're going to give a medication to a right mind? And when you start giving medication to the right mind, the already good mind gets imbalanced. And that could also lead into the suicide and depression, which people are talking about. Because when you start playing with your mind, there is always a chance that you could slip. And that slip could end up to a suicide. Right?
Yes.
So what I tell people is that instead of talking with them, are you going to hurt yourself, this one, talk to them, what happened to you? What is that thing which is bothering you? Is there some way which someone has, to ask about the outsiders rather than themselves?
Yes.
right? And that is how you go on this conversation. At the end of the day, stop focusing on why they are suiciding or why did they attempt to suicide, because most of the people, some people go and suicide and they come back alive. The first question, mama, why are you suiciding? You should not do that. Ta, 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 ta. You hit them.
Yes.
But the conversation should be, it's okay. The life I know is difficult. I know you have taken this hard steps. Beti or beta, what happened? What is there which we didn't understand? What is there which we have ignored? Is it love? Give me a hug. And that is how you build it up, rather than saying, would you go and do this again? Don't do this again. The community, what they're going to say, and all that, they're building up further pressure again. Right?
We must share.
Yes, we must share. See, I'll tell you something. Sharon, you can have a look at your life or your friends or family's life. What is the topic of discussion on the dining table? It's always world news. It is always what the neighbor is doing. It is always what is happening and what is just being discussed about the other things at the end of the day. Who's talking about mother's news? Who's talking about father's news? Who's talking about child's news? No one has time for this, because what happens? As you said, imitation. I want to be like them. Why that is happening? And you go on like that. The day the family stops discussing about the world and the day they start discussing about their family life, that is when the world will start changing.
Yes. So another question.
Yeah.
What should you do if someone tells you they are thinking about suicide?
If someone tells you they think, I know so many people who comes and says, sir, I want to suicide, I'm done with life. Right? Like literally, if you see my messages, there is so many people who will just send me, I will like suicide. I was like, first thing is, I always tell, it depends on different people, right? But when I know by the talk of the person, they're not serious, I'll say, suiciding is the most cowardice thing you can do, because you're trying to run away from a problem which you can actually solve, but then you think that you can't solve when you're living as a day. That is point number one.
Yes.
Right? Suicide is a coward. Cowards are the people who suicide, who can't face the life. So one set of people, I do tell this. I see, I can't tell a general statement, right? Because different people comes in different people. Some people, what I tell them is, it is based on their family love. I tell them that, unless, okay, you want to suicide? You have any brothers, sisters in life? They might say, yes, no. Okay, do you love your brothers, sisters? Okay, yes, okay. After suiciding, what do you think is going to happen to their life? Oh, all messed up. Oh, so you want to die and you want to kill your family also? Then go and suicide. Many people withdraw from suicide. Right? Then you have the serious cases, that is personal and person to person. You have no idea, because people don't understand. They think suicide is easy. But when you suicide, you kill a big family. People always forget that the community is going to kill the complete family. Right? So don't do that mistake. Who was thinking of doing whatever they want to do right now. Right? So yeah, I hope I have Sharon is all smiling and this one is getting all the right answers. So it's good. Go ahead. Shoot.
So another question. What is the link between mental health and suicide?
For me, mental health is a completely, I don't want to completely say made up stuff. It is just a marketing kind of a thing which is going on. Clinical depression, only 1% I think of the whole world has, and that 1% won't be talking face to face like me or you are chatting with me. Right? So that is what I believe in. I can be wrong, but my understanding of I've talked to thousands of kids, I've chatted with thousands of kids. Everyone's first statement is, I'm depressed. And basically I've proved it wrong with time that they're not depressed. Right? Sharon, what is your question once again? I just flipped off somewhere else. I saw a message and I forgot. What is the question?
What is the difference between mental health and suicide?
Yeah, mental health and suicide. See, there's two things here. Mental health. When you say mental health, what can happen is that just 1 second. I watched this call that is 2%. You could, yes, you can, Kona. Just a second, huh?
Okay, sir.
Come on YouTube on that. That's much more better. That's why I tell everyone, come on YouTube. It's much more visually. You can see Sharon also, and you can see me. Both are there on the YouTube and the Facebook. Right? Right? It's best to watch there. So the question back to here is that, is there any connection with mental health and suicide? The thing is, mental health is from my point, is it a fantasy made of thing? For example, let me give you an example. Is being fit have something to do with being thin or being fat?
It makes no use.
What you're asking me is that being fit, you have to be thin or you have to be fat. You can be fit being thin. You can be fit being fat also.
Yes.
Right. So now you're seeing a shot put or a real big fighter. They are really heavy and they're really bulky. You say fit or you say unfit. So mental health right now is revolving around that point right now. No one is clear what is happening. No one has very less limited knowledge of what is actually happening. They're trying to decode the most complicated stuff, which is the human mind. It is not in your control. It is completely in the human's control. Right? Now, suicide and mental health, my point should be kept separate. Because if you bring it together, the kid will get medicated and further medicated and further medicated and various other things. The side effects and all that thing would lead to a bigger crisis which they never thought of. Yes. Right? So I would never link both mental health and suicide. Let's keep it separately, because mental health for me is a marketing thing. Right? Because it's same like fitness. You know, what is fit? Thin or fat? Oh, fitness is both. So what is mental health? Happy or sad? Both are mental health at the end of the day. If you are happy, you think it's positive, your mental health is good. But if you're sad, why do you think that mental health is bad? You're sad, you have to learn how to manage the sadness and move on with it. Then again, that sadness makes you mentally strong. Yes. Now, for example, I get this question most of the time. Sir, I'm very shy. Like, you know, I have this shyness issue. I said, if you're shy, if you're happy all alone, be happy all alone. Why you're tagging the person as social anxiety disorder? Yes. Right? That is mental health issues. Right? So I don't want to talk about mental health. I would normally say mind health. Right? Then mind health is what? See what is good, hear what is good, eat what is good, see, hear, smell what is good, and touch what is good. I'm telling you, your mind will automatically become good. Mind cannot think anything new. Mind only can think what you already know. Give it good things to think so that the mind only thinks about that. Don't try to control your mind. That's the other people talk about mental health. Hey, control your mind. Your mind is a thinker. Leave the mind to think. Let it think, but think good. Now, if you go to the beach, if you go to the beach, you completely, do you think about suicide that time? You'll never think. But then you have some crisis and you really take into your heart. When you see the waves coming, you will feel like dying into it and jumping into it. Right? Sometimes what happens is that the wave is coming, you go and challenge the wave and you get pulled in, they will think that the kid suicided. They'll bring up more stories. They cook up more stories, which is not true, because we don't know what the truth is.
Yes, sir.
So when someone passes away, two things you can do. Just let them leave and pray for whatever they have done. Be thankful to whatever they have done and leave the person. That is the best way, because discussing and all, nothing is going to change. Right? I hope I've answered the question. Don't link mental health and whatever it is. Right? So go ahead.
So another question. Sometimes some individuals behave correctly with outsiders, but not with their family. Why so?
Okay, so his question is, why do people behave outside with people very good, and when family it comes? Because family, they take it for granted. You know, family is never going to leave you. You know, family is going to keep loving you. So obviously they take their relationship for granted. But what happens outside people are the people who you need to be a part. Like, for example, your boss is shouting at you. You will stay quiet because the boss is paying you salary. Yes. But the same way your mother, father is shouting at you, you will go back sometimes hard to your parents, because you know parents are never going to leave you. It's as simple as that. It's just people granted for it. And you know that's the beauty of it. The day you start truly loving a relationship or love, that's it. Some people take it for granted, and when you take it for granted, people just misuse a little bit. But that is all a part of the relationship at the end of the day.
Yes, sir.
Right? And that is how you build up onto it. I hope I've answered that question.
Yes. So another question, as we can see, our youths, if they fail in something, they started to lose their hopes. Anything you want to address?
Okay, so why are you losing hope? Because there's many reasons. Nowadays, long time ago, there was, let me start from the early childhood, right? Long time ago, there was people who wasn't living in a joint family. So you have 5 brothers, 6 brothers, sisters. You learn a lot about sharing and all that. Now what happens is that you only have, I think a lot of disturbance coming again. I'm muting you, Sharon. So you only have, it's fine. I'm just muting you, right? So what happens is that when you have your brothers and sisters relationship going on, everything goes fine. But what happens further is that on a longer run, okay, I'll mute you. That's better. On a longer run, nowadays in the present generation, there's only one boy or one girl, right? So what happens? All the parents start giving them. You beta, you want this? Take. Beta, oh, you're my favorite son. Oh, you're my greatest son. So they keep getting it. But when they go on the real life, which is the reality, when they go on reality, it starts hitting them back. And when it starts hitting them back, that is when all these problems, oops, he just went away again. Okay, I think he's trying to figure out. I think there's some technical issue at his side. So what I'm trying to tell you here is that it's not that you feel demotivated because you are not getting it. It is because on a longer run, you've kept getting from your mother, father. When you go to the real life, when people don't give you, right? And when people don't give you what you actually want, you feel demotivated. So Sharon, what I was simply telling them is that your mother, father keep giving you because you're the single child or a double child. You keep getting. Suddenly, when you go to the real life, when you don't get, oh, how is that possible? Oh, I'm demotivated. Oh, life is not fair to me. So I would recommend parents, don't give everything what kids ask for, because you'll end up in a loan or something which is very not good. At the end of the day, they will expect and ask, and most of the parents get the biggest shock is when most kids assume that their parents will agree to whichever girl or boy they want to marry, right? And there you go. The problem starts happening. It starts hitting you back, and then it works against you, right? I hope I've answered that question.
Yes, sir. So another question. Sometimes people have temporary feeling about attempting suicide, but after sometimes they do realize that they were doing wrong thing.
Yes, because what happens is that now if they did suicide, after they realize, so suicide is a learning experience for them, that suicide is not the way to go, right? I have talked to a girl who literally went for suiciding 2 or 3 times in their life, and now she's living the most happiest life of her life, right? So what happens is that some suicides is a learning experience. So I'm not saying go and suicide for learning that experience, but what I'm trying to say is that some is a life experience. So make sure you get that life experience and figure it out accordingly.
Yes,
How many more questions?
Okay, 2 more questions, sir.
2 more. Okay, 2 more. Okay, go ahead. I'm just saying. Okay, go ahead. Shoot.
If any family has drunken or he exploits his family a lot at that situation, what should that family do?
Okay, there's 2 things here. As long as I don't have a clear idea about the family dynamics, it is quite difficult to comment. But if it's a child, because there's many people here, you have your wife, you have the child, you have various other related relationships. So generally, it would be asked from a child's point of view. First of all, your dad is a drunkard, or your dad has become a drunkard due to his own life or his own bad experiences or his group of friends due to which he has become what he is.
Yes, sir.
So the first point, which is the most hardest point, which I tell people, is to forgive your dad for whatever he is, because it is beyond your control to change him, and it is beyond your control to completely flip him around. But what you could do here is that just ignore that part and start working on yourself, start working on your life, start working on improving your family's life, and see if you can make a difference to your life and your family lives who's supporting you. Your focus should be on that, because I always tell everything. Whenever you leave this world, I don't know who brought you into this world. At the end of the day, when you leave this world, you're answerable to someone who has sent you to this world.
Yes, sir.
So whoever that person is, I'm dead sure they'll only ask you one question. Were you a good son? Were you a good daughter? Were you a good wife? Were you a good grandmother? Were you a good colleague? Were you a good friend? Only question will be revolving around to. God is never going to ask why your dad was that and what you did about it.
Yes, sir.
The dad will be questioned by whoever sent him. Right? So let him answer that question on his behalf, but you have an answer to answer. So make sure you focus on that self-growth. But still, if it's your own father, you can't throw him away. You
Yes,
have
sir.
to keep trying your best to involve him, to get him entertained. Papa, what happened in your childhood? When did you get into drinking? Because after some time, whoever is drinking will get mentally weak. When they're mentally weak, go and talk, Papa, what happened? But that time you have to be mentally strong. But then you also
Yes.
get hit by father. You think you're useless. Father also thinks that useless. The whole family is going to fall apart. So when he is weak or when he is a drunkard, you build up yourself, build up yourself, build up yourself, build up yourself. After some time, his mind will be weak. Then it's the duty of the son to talk to dad and ask dad what happened. When do you start drinking? Don't you think that there's better ways to try out to get out of drinking? Maybe the dad will open up and he will just change. But first, you have to change. Then the world
Yes, sir.
will begin to change for you. If the world doesn't change for you, the universe or God will send you to another world. So wait until you grow. Right? Maybe you'll be
Yes,
pushed
sir.
to a foreign company. Maybe you'll be pushed into a different city where you don't have your dad's exposure at all. It could happen. But are you changing? Are you ready to make that change? If yes, life is all positive. That's what I would say.
Yes, sir. So another question. Some parents doesn't allow their children to go outside or hanging out around that first time. Frustrated children blackmail their parents that they will commit suicide. How to handle this type of situation?
Frankly speaking, give a kid a whack. Or, you know what many kids come and ask me this question. I don't have this freedom. My simple answer, I ask these kids that you are staying in your mother's father's home. Dad is paying your college fees. Mother is cooking you food every day and giving, and you're talking about freedom. If you are living in a cage, you have to respect the rules of the cage and stay on with it until you
Yes,
figure
sir.
out your own cage.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
Most people, what they do is, oh, I want my mama, I want my papa, but I want to go and do whatever I want to do. Right? If you want freedom, leave your parents right now and figure out your life on your own. You will have all the freedom, whatever you want. But don't stick around with your parents and then talk about this freedom, because it doesn't make sense. Because you're holding on to that grace or your dad, your love, you're holding on to various other things and talking about freedom. Because that point, you're not talking about freedom. Going and meeting my friends late night, going and talking to my friends late night, you're asking only freedom for that. You want true freedom? Make sure you get out of that and get that freedom in the first place. That is true freedom. Not holding on. See, for me, at the age of 18, I started working and studying. After that, I never took a penny from my dad or mom for anything. Right? At the age
Yes,
of
sir.
18 itself. So that makes me strong and gives me the freedom with time. But
Yes,
not,
sir.
Papa, I need a mobile. But I want to go and talk to my friends in the late night. That doesn't make sense. Get your own
Yes.
mobile and do whatever you like. But don't hang around with your parents and then ask for freedom because you're living in the cage. It's like you're an animal in a circus and you say, oh, I want freedom. When the circus guys are giving you the shelter home, because if you go to the street, you're going to hit by a car and you're going to die.
Yes,
So
sir.
make yourself self-worthy. Make yourself worthy for the freedom. And that is
Yes,
when
sir.
you get true freedom. If you're staying with your family, the family has a principle, the family have a set of rules. Your objective is to stick to the rules until you grow in such a level that you can talk about freedom to them.
Yes,
I
sir.
hope I make sense on that.
Yes, sir.
What else?
Sir, I have finished my question, sir.
You're exhausted? Okay. Finally, Sharon has come with all the questions related to suicide in life. I hope everyone enjoyed this. Let's look a couple of looks on the questions which people have asked. Thanks a lot, Upendra Kumar Panda. Panda? It should be Pandey, maybe. I think it's a short name. You've cut it short. Thanks a lot for all your comments here. He has picked up a question. Why people will think if there is a failure? One reason, what people will think if there is a failure, one of the major reason behind it. People think if it's a failure because somewhere around they think that they have lost it or they didn't get. For example, I always tell for this answer is, if you are a child, you fell so many times. Every fall is a failure, but then you stood. Whenever you learn cycling, so many times you have fell off the cycle, but then you stood. So every failure in life is something for you to stand up. So make sure you focus on that, right? Unable to accept the realities, TVs, unable to accept the realities, TVS, the personal expectation would be another reason. Upendra, I didn't understand the question. It's something funny. I don't know. I didn't understand. So that's it. Any other new questions? I think Upendra have constantly commented various beautiful stuffs for this session. Thanks a lot, Upendra, for being a part of the show and putting a comment. I think next time what I do is people who are commenting, I will highlight the comments in whichever means it is at the end of the day, right? I hope you all enjoyed the show. Sharon, anything else from your point? Any question? And Saurabh have any question? He can ask that also. Saurabh is sitting on the other side doing all the IT support for Sharon, right? So we should be thankful to him also, because I know Saurabh because previously he was there a part of that show, and I know Saurabh also because though Sharon being a part of the show, it's not the first time we both are talking, so we already know each other. So that's great, right? So anything else, Sharon, you want to add on?
Sir, I want to say nowadays youngsters are playing PUBG, no problem. But when someone calls them, they must pick the call. That's all I can say. They are not receiving.
Now, why PUBG and why they're not receiving? It's a simple process. Now, if your mother is watching a TV serial very seriously, would she take your call?
She will take.
She will take, okay, because the love for you. But maybe that is your lucky mother there. But there are many others, when the TV serial is going on, you tell her, Mama, I need help. No. After the serial, I'll come.
Yes,
right?
Samuel. Yes.
Your dad is watching a very serious TV news.
Yes.
You try to disturb him, you will see the consequences.
Yes.
Right? Same thing, only PUBG. So don't blame the kids for this PUBG stuff. On a longer run, what is happening is that on a longer run, what is happening, it is a form of addiction, because they're trying to run away from something and they don't want to think anything else. So let them enjoy the PUBG. When time comes, PUBG is going to hit them back. Until that, wait for it. Don't try to change the world which has no meaning. So don't try to change the world to a world which you don't have any relationship with. Don't try to change the world to the world who you don't have any relationship. But then if you have your brother into PUBG, it's a duty for you to make him understand or whatever. If it is an outsider, his life, let him play PUBG. When life hits him, he will understand that.
Yes, sir.
So everyone has addiction. If you want to have a tea every day at 5 o'clock, only then your mind will work. It is addiction. It is equal to drinking alcohol in the late night.
Yes,
right?
Sir.
So all this is addiction, but people don't want to take it into addiction because tea is not hurting that much. Alcohol do hurt it, so alcohol have a big noise. But even tea is hurting you at the end of the day if you really look at it.
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Anything else? Let me take a couple of questions on Instagram. What's the Instagram question? It's me, Dingle. It's me, Dingle. That's a cool name. So how do you cope up with difficulty times without thinking about suicide or self-help? First of all, it is not difficult times. It is just a learning experience. If you get a very tough teacher, teaching you in a hard way, beating you on your hands whenever you make a mistake, would you think of suiciding? Oh, it's a teacher. Oh, I'm not learning. I need to improve. I need to correct it. I need to work it up from that way. That is your focus, right? So it's not difficult times. Somewhere around you're holding on to something which is difficult, or somewhere around you're not improving yourself. That is why you're doing all that thing. Next is ask for Anu Krishna on Instagram. So I need to ask one question. Why brain is always thinking? Why can't it stop it? This is the question you're asking me. Why is my heart constantly beating? Heart is going to beat. It is heart's duty to beat. It is going to beat. Your eyes is going to blink with time. It is that automatically is going to blink. Your hair is going to grow. You can't stop your hair growth. If you cut it, it will grow to a certain level. Some people long, some people short. Right? This was told by one person, because I was talking about it. They told me about this. So that's I'm just sharing you this. So brain is a thinker. Let it think, but let it think positive things. That's what I would normally say. Right?
Yes.
So which makes you push in your life, sir? What makes me push? Just positivity and seeing people smile, get the answers, and they go on with it. And I tell them, don't thank me, and thank whichever God you believe in, or whoever you believe in, and take it from there. I'm okay. Nothing pushes me. I just do it because people want it. Some people tell me, you have a lot of numbers, audience are not turning up. There's only 20 people watching. It doesn't matter. One person is watching, I'm going to talk. But one person pushes me to do these stuff. And that is my focus. And I keep doing it, right? So please answer my question. How to cope? I've already answered that, Dingle. What makes you push? Official Priyanka, how can you bring such positivity in mind, sir? See what is positive, hear what is positive. When you see a movie and when you see a girl getting harassed, change the movie. When you see a lot of killing on movies, change the channel, right? When you see unnecessary ads being come into your head, change the channel, right? When someone is talking negative about you, change of people. Right? You have complete control. What I tell people is stand guard as a watchman on your 5 senses. Eyes, filter out. Make sure it's positive things are getting in. Ears, only now I know many people hearing a lot of. Kunal Neet is asking, any thoughts of writing a book? My books are coming out shortly. There's a lot of Q&A which I've done. Everything is being converted into a book shortly, and my book will be coming out. So don't worry about it. But I'm just trying to see how to give it out free. That's one thing which I'm still trying to figure out in my head. Because as you know, I do all my sessions free of charge. It's purely giving back to the community. But then what happens is printing a book is a cost for me. I don't mind putting a cost in printing my book, but how many people are going to buy, and should I give it free, or should I keep the cost only chargeable on the book? So I'm still thinking on the financial aspects of it. So, but my content is ready. My concept is ready, and people are pushing me to write a book. And if someone tells me how to publish a book, that's it. The book will be published, right? As you know, everyone triggers me on taking very actions. All these live shows are because of you viewers watching this show, right? I'm not doing it just for my benefit. I don't want any benefit. I want you people to get the answer and figure out your life. And that is it, right? I don't want anything from anyone here. Be thankful to whichever God or your parents or whoever you believe in, and keep going and understand this positivity and share it in the best means of way, right?
Yes, sir.
So there's more questions coming in. How do I stay in positive in all situations? Sometimes it is harder to become positive. You can't stay positive in all. I always say, don't be positive. Go and do positive. That is what you got to do. And 90% of the people know what is positive. Everyone knows.
Yes.
Pizza is not good. But still they go and have a pizza in the weekend. I don't know why. Even I have. That's a different thing. Even I not bad. But they still have it. So I would just say it's willful ignorance. And until your body doesn't hit you, you're going to still keep going on with it, right? So start doing that. I think all your difficult times will look good. If this channel is showing wrong content, how should I change my point of view? Don't take the wrong content, unfollow the content, or change the channel. You have complete control of the remote control on your hand. So when there's something going wrong, change it, right? Something is compulsory, you watch the channel. Nothing is compulsory. You yourself create the compulsory within yourself. So you don't need to do that at all. Change the channel. There's many other means is going to tell you better stuffs in a different way, right?
Yes.
What action do you take? I knew you could not possibly fail. There is no action that will never prevent you from failing. Failing is a part of life. You have to learn it. You have to win it. And that is how you grow. It is only when you get a hit, you will think of getting your strength to hit. If no one has ever hit you, will you ever know about hitting?
No.
No, it's only when someone hits you, oh, it pains. Oh, this is what happened. So, okay, I also know about hitting, right? So that is how the thing happens at the end of the day. That's it, Instagram. I think I've answered everyone's question here. I don't think there's any more questions here. Sharon, I would like to thank you and your team, Vijayasaurav, for coming on this show and making a lot of beautiful questions which you have asked. Thank Chia. How to stay positive difficult times. Find out why the difficult time is happening to you. What mistakes you did in your life that made you into this difficulty. Start focusing on that. Stop blaming people. Stop blaming the situation. And start working on improving yourself so that this difficult time don't repeat. That was just a very fast forward answer for you, right? Because we're just closing the show right now, right? So thank you, everyone. Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. As you know, Facebook, I'm talking here straight, and YouTube, Instagram, I'm talking on the side. Oh, there's one more question from Nishan. Sir, more money, less peace, more peace, less money. That is crap. Don't get into that thing. You need money also to have a little bit of peace at the end of the day. 5 things. Relationship, education, health, finance, 4th, should be in balance, and love. If not, you're not. Without money, you are never ever going to get peace until you decide to go out to forest. If you are living in this community, you need money, and money is one important factor. So whoever tells you money is just for the rich people and that's all, they don't know how to make money, and they just want to run away from that thing and want to blame you for whatever the other people. People tend to blame the rich people. It's just that because they don't want to do what they want to do, right?
Sir, I want to ask something.
Go ahead.
In work, from seniors, if they get pressure or work pressure, they may think about suicide. What to do in that situation?
I will tell you my working career. I always sat overtime because my objective was to learn the job.
Yes.
The point here is when you start seeing, oh, what is going to happen to my life? Oh, they're putting overload. Just 1 second. Kolaneet, next is at 5 o'clock. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock is the Ask Deek show, which is mostly question answer session, which I come from that. The next show happens at 5 o'clock. Every 5 o'clock except Tuesday and Friday, there's no show. Every other 5 o'clock PM, I'm coming live on Instagram and Facebook. It's best to watch on YouTube and Facebook. So, Sharon, what is your question once again? I totally forgot.
If a worker got pressure from seniors.
Okay, got it. So if a worker got question from the seniors, the point here is that if he's focused on learning, you will take the pressure, right? No. Because when you take the pressure, you increase your capacity to manage the pressure. And when you increase the capacity to manage the pressure, your senior will see that you're managing your pressure. Maybe you get promoted with that. I don't know. When I was at work, when I used to work, I used to go and help everyone. I sit overtime, help the customer support. My third promotion happened that way. One of my senior, who was a customer support, I was working in stores. He wants to go on leave. He thought, give me my job. Give him my job for 1 month to work. So I sit overtime without any pay, did his job. He comes back, he resigns. Who's the next candidate for the job? And that's how I got my job. Yes. Right? Now, one more thing is that similar. I know, Sharon, you know my life story, but at the end of the day, even my customer support, how I became a technical customer support, what I used to do is that I used to sit and do my manager's job. Manager, you sit free. Don't do anything because my target is to do the manager. So I told manager, you sit free. Give me all the pressure. Let me take it. So why do you want to go and suicide, man? Take it. Sit over time. Anyways, after going home, what are you going to do? Sit and watch TV or PUBG or do something? Anyways, you're wasting your time. Best to go and help someone else to do better in their life.
Yes.
Problem solved.
Okay, sir.
Got it? That's
Yes,
it,
sir.
guys. Again, more questions are coming in. Sir, because of this accident, there was a scar on my face, because of which I started hating myself, which leads to thought of suicide. Very good question after a long time. So in terms of like from Instagram, right? You know, Sharon asked really beautiful questions, but Instagram, normally people ask me random question, but this is very serious question. Love the way who you are. The world has gone in such a way that, as I said, I even said in the last show, every fair person wants to be tanned. Every dark person wants to be fair.
Yes.
Right? Every fat person wants to be thin, and every thin person wants to be fat. Every curly hair wants a straight hair. Every straight hair wants a curly hair. Every person with a scar face wants a clear face. And every clear face won't have a tattoo. What is this world going on to? Right? So think it from this point of view, my friend. You're just being marketed. Think you have a great tattoo on your face and accept the fact, because the day you stop accepting the facts, then no, I have this mole on my face. I have accepted it. I have no issues. Why I have to clear my mole and make it fair? Because everyone has no mole on this side of the face. The beauty of community and the beauty of world is gone in such a way that if a clean face has a mole or a scar, you will all pick that. But I will tell you something. If everyone has a scar on the face, the same scar which you have on your face, if everyone has it, and one person doesn't have the scar, people are going to blame you. Hey, you don't have scar or what? The thing just goes flipping around there, right? So I hope, Ankit, you have understood it. Don't worry about it. I think you have put a mask face on your profile. Next time when you're messaging me, put your face with the scar on your display pic and let the world accept you in the same way with that scar. There are many people who have scar on the face. That is okay. Yes. There are many people who have scar on the heart, who's doing a lot of negative in the world. That is more dangerous people we got to worry about. Right?
Yes.
So yeah, that's how you got to do it, and take it easy and chill. Don't think of suicide in leaving on the world because just you have a scar on the face. Scar has nothing. Be a good human being. Start taking the right action. Start taking the right positive steps. Your scar will be ignored with time. I don't think anyone ever looks at my mole on the face. Right? I don't think so. Right? Yes. So it is when you take the positive action, that's the energy which you give out, and you take it from there. Right? That was a very good question with regards to the topic, because people are always asking random topic. This is really precise and perfect with regards to that, right? So that's it, guys. So Sharon, thanks a lot. There's beautiful questions which you have asked, and many counter questions had come, which has made it more interesting. Thanks a lot for doing that. So that's it, guys. Tomorrow, 5 o'clock is the Ask Deek show. There you can ask me anything and everything about life. Right? I do that every Monday, and we can take it from there. So Sharon, it was a pleasure. Thanks a lot for being a part of this and taking this initiative to spread this message in the best possible way, and take it from there. Right?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, perfect. I think people are still asking me questions. So Sharon, if you want, you can sign out. I'll just continue going until let me close people, because many people are asking. So what do you want to say about PUBG and suicide? I've already talked about it, Mohammed Shah, a few minutes ago. With PUBG and suicide, there's no relationship. But then what happens is when you play a lot of PUBG, you are killing a lot of things, right? So basically your mind is driven into death. Your mind is driven into killing. So that could lead into killing yourself with time, right? As the joke goes, you keep killing. One fine day you would feel like killing yourself only, because that is the beauty of life. There's a limit. You can kill the world, and once the world gives you the other issues, you will think of killing yourself. So don't get into it. Enjoy the game whichever way it is. Don't get emotionally attached so that it doesn't come back onto you. Right? That's it. I think, okay, Ankit, got that answer, all thanks to God. Don't think of suicide because of a scar on the face. Grow up. No, I won't say grow up. Accept it. There's nothing wrong. Now, for example, I can really do it, but I don't want to do it because, I can take a trimmer and shave my hair anytime I want. Because I'm not here to show, for example, I'm putting my hair this way. What happens? Nothing happens. What you guys are going to think about me? Nothing happens. If my hair is cut like this also, I would create a fashion and make an emoticon with a hair like this. You're going to love me whatever way it is. So, that's the beauty of life, my friend. It is when you give out positive energy, nothing the world can do about. Right? That's it. I think I've spoiled my hair. Prove you guys something. So enjoy your life. Live it in the best possible way. As I said, life is very simple. The funniest part is people want to go and make it complicated. They look for, again, complicated solutions to get that complication solved, which gets more complicated. And you go into that beautiful acceptance, right? Nikhil, please do a session of self-acceptance. Yesterday, I did a show on self-belief. Have a look at it. But self-acceptance is a very good topic, right? Anyways, at the end, I was totally telling you how self-acceptance is. When you truly know who you are, when you truly know what your strengths and weaknesses are, you become self-acceptant, right? So yeah. So Ankit, go show the world the scar which you have and enjoy that scar, right? So Don't think of suicide unnecessarily for these small things, right? At the end of the day, after you age up, wrinkles will come, some patches will come. Like now, funniest part is people are going scared of, now the world has gone in so much of marketing. They are so scared to go outside and have a sun because they'll go dark and they will sit home and take a vitamin D tablet. Where is this world going? Right? So I really don't understand where this world going. But anyways, that is all marketing. You guys fall for it. Then the side effects of the vitamin D tablets are going to hit you. That time you will say, oh, the medical field cheated me and and you'll start by. Rupas are saying that I talk too fast. What should I do? Talk fast. What is the problem? But when people who don't understand you talking fast, just slow it down, right? Slow it down means, for example, what I'm doing now. When I'm talking a certain topic, I go fast, right? But then when the people don't understand, I just slow down. Just drag yourself. Or what you do is go and watch shows which are slow speaking shows. Now, if you go and watch English, Hollywood movies, it is fast. The English is very fast. So automatically your mind is going to go pick up that fast topic. But then if you go to the British English, if you go to the Australian English, it is further slow. So start listening to it. It is just a part. But I hope you're not speaking because you have that fear or worry or what people are going to think. That is a different issue. But if you're speaking fast, enjoy your speaking fast. Like at one fine day, I still know when I went and talked to my Australian boss, he never understood my English. He said, go slow, go slow, go slow. Mm-hmm. So that's all a small learning experience. Different people have different speeds. So make sure you get it. So how are you so positive and practical in your life? What is the process of this? Again, I keep telling you guys, don't ask me one question, how I'm doing and how I'm giving these answers. Don't ask me that question because I also don't have a complete idea of how I'm answering it. But the point here is start seeing positive, hearing positive. I don't have a TV channel at my home. I don't go on YouTube at all. But if I have a doubt, I go search on YouTube specifically for my doubt. I never allow media to throw input onto me. I select the media what I want to see. That itself gives you a very powerful edge compared to everyone else. Right?
Yes, sir.
If you Vishal, if you want to further know, batteries are all gone. My background is gone. Holy. Okay. Anyways, forget. I think it's time for me to end the show. Now you can see all the background light and all the mess in my. This mountain has come. So that's it, guys. I think it's long. I'm talking. I think that's the reason why it all shut down. I have no idea why it shut down. Sometimes I know when I have to stop something something like this happens, which tells me it is time for me to stop, right? So maybe Sharon is saying, when is he going to stop? I'm so that time he gives out that energy, the whole TV gets disconnected with time. I'm just joking, Sharon. I'm just making it easy, right? Crisis like this will happen. Problems like this will happen. You just have to take it easy, laugh it out, and forget it, right? So that's it, guys. Thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure. Please tell me how to take a pause in communication. Know where the full stops are, and when you know where the full stops are, you will pause, right? See, it's practice which gets you through this, Rupa, and nothing else, right? How to overcome with anxiety, negative thoughts. Now you're putting this technical word. Anxiety is basically fear about your future. You figure out your future and work it out. I think everything will be fine. That's it, guys. I'm signing out. Sharon is gone. He was the lead of the show. My job is done. My background is gone. So I think I need to take a break. Thank you, everyone. It is a pleasure. Thanks a lot for everyone who has an Upendra. Thanks a lot for all your comments. It means a lot. As I said, don't be my follower. I'm not here to be fan following, right? I see you, Upendra, saying that I'm your big follower. Thanks a lot for following me. But at the end of the day, follow yourself, follow your life, follow your stuffs which you need to do. That is where positivity is all about, right? Takshik, breakup, go to my YouTube, have a look at breakup video. I have talked about 35 minutes on that. Have a look at that, right? Last, I will take I am MD's question. What to do if someone insults you? It is just a point of view. Insult is because you have a huge self-respect which you have made on yourself. If someone calls you a dog, do you become a dog? No. But then if you have the self-respect of being a human, when someone calls you a dog, you feel insulted. So the point here is, are you a dog? If not, let the other dogs bark. Why does it actually bother you? Always think that you are sitting on top of an elephant. When you think of that, dogs below will bark. And when the dogs below will bark, ignore the dog and move on, because you know you are sitting on top of the elephant. That's it. Thanks a lot, Mother Shri, for that. Start choosing positive in every situation and just make it a habit and feels you happy. That is true, 100%. Thank you, everyone. Now, pleasure. Tomorrow, 5 o'clock on the Ask Deek show. Hey, this background looks much more better on YouTube and Facebook. Right? I think I need to make more colorful background. I look better also. Right? So let me think of it. But the mushroom looks odd, but perfect. This looks really good. Thanks a lot, everyone, for signing up the show. Thanks a lot for spending almost 1 hour, 17 minutes with me. I hope you have learned a lot. Whatever you have learned, make sure you share it to the world in my name or your name, whichever way it is. Make sure you share it and let that positivity spread. If you like something, put your name underneath that, my content, and share it. Messenger is not important. And I don't want anything also back from you guys. Keep sharing positivity, that slowly, you become positive, your family becomes positive, the community becomes positive, and so the country becomes positive and the world becomes positive, which is just my small mission of whoever comes in contact with me or anyone in my team or anyone who understands that life is all positive concept will understand positivity and they'll keep spreading it in the best possible way. Thank you, everyone. As I said, Sharon has suddenly come back. Sharon, thanks a lot for this. I'm just signing out. You can stay here if you want. I'm just going to sign out. Thank you, Facebook, YouTube. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock on the Ask Deek show. If you want to ask me any question, feel free to be a part of it, right? Let me just sign out from